What's good, YouTube, and welcome to the house. I got the reason for Cock-a-Doodle-Doo's price going up wrong in the previous market watch. It's not because of ABCs and them being a stable, solid meta deck. It's because of DZ and his hype around FAs. Now, DZ truly does purely love this deck. He's been pushing it in terms of content because he really just enjoys it, and people see that and they want to try it out too. So I guess you could say the Cock's price rose because of DZ. Get your dongers up. But Cock-a-Doodle-Doo's price is going down from where we last saw it. We see it actually over on eBay, already down at $8.75, you know, $10, etc. There's a huge quantity actually at 30 results here. And then we have 10 sellers, 17 sellers. It'll quickly go back down, and people wanting to try this in FA will be able to do so. Now, John, how do you know it's FA hype? How do you know everyone wants to try the FAs just like DZ? Well, here we go into Expo, a brand new set. You would think the crazy card selling out of it at the highest sales rate would be the more relevant cards, but like Underclock Taker still gets first place here, it being a semi-generic link with downward pointing marker. But we have FA City Grand Prix, FA Auto Navigator, then Cleave4 Genius, which you think would be way above with the other kinds of Brains Pack Link monsters. But then you have FA Test Run, our Dinosaur Super, and then the FA Synchro, before we get to the Altergeist cards. So it's pretty clear that people really want to try this out. If we go back all the way to Circuit Break, the highest 4 selling cards are all FA cards before we get to Destrudo, which, you know, is getting a super rare later on, so it has a higher rarity coming. But I guess we didn't lose Ancient Fairy Dragon, so a lot of people decided, okay, now's the time to pick it up. But the FA cards are completely taking over the sets they are in terms of best selling, in terms of their sales rate, and that lets us know the hype does derive directly from that. It's not ABC players going, I need this card right now. The ABC players probably already had it to test with or had it to use. So I didn't think DZ would ever cause a buyout with just his love of a deck, but that's what happened here. Next up, this is an example of what to stay away from. Just real quick, people are pre-selling the Kaiba box set here on TCG Player. Yes, they're top rated. Yes, you'll get it eventually. But I think it doesn't really tell you that it's a pre-sale. If you pay this much early, you're still not going to get your product in hands before everybody else. You're going to be waiting. And there's no point to buy an MSRP $30 box for $43 just to guarantee you'll have it. Just stay away from pre-sales on TCG Player in general and wait for the actual market to hit. Wait for people to actually have a product in hand. I didn't think I needed to bring this up, but I thought, you know, whatever. Why not? Some people just need this kind of advice for some reason, then message me about it. Ash Blossom and Joyous Spring is up, heading towards its max price ever once again. $83 despite having an unlimited printing, and it quickly rises. We see this is similar on eBay, although eBay tends to have those people that randomly end up listing lower. It's basically gone from here. We see a Canadian one and the rest under it are bought out, and then 93 is the next lowest listed. So Ash Blossom quickly disappearing from the market, it would seem. It's going to be harder to actually drive it off TCG Player for once than eBay, as eBay's had a clean sweep. Like, it's pretty crazy to me, but the meta season is ramping up. There's not a reprint for this in sight unless we get another similar to Battles of Legend set or a Gold Series, which it seems Gold Series has just suddenly disappeared despite being one of Konami's top best-selling sets since Premium Gold came out. So I really don't know where the reprint will land, if it'll be all the way to the Mega 10s or if we'll get it sooner than Nationals. I pray for all the duelists going to the WCQ that they have Ash Blossoms in a relatively easy way, as we got Crystal Wing this last year. Evenly Matched is taking a similar turn as we see it pushing 67, 67, etc. And on eBay already pushing back to 70. This is because a lot of people were tossing them thinking, well, the ban list is coming, something could happen to this card, and it dipped all the way down to 50. And now it's meta season, it's national season, people are getting hyped around this card being one of the best, and reasonably so, just like Ash Blossom, cards in the format that you would want the side deck, if not main deck. It's rough to play around this card, it's hard to play around this card, and even with Solemn Judgment back, you can play 3 of these, so it's just gonna do what it's gonna do still. And talking about Circuit Break, another crazy card price, Borolo Dragons at 40. I feel like this reaction is like, oh no, Firewall is not a safe investment anymore. Borolo Dragons. The thing is, Borolo is a one-of. I don't get its continuous price increase. It's an amazing card. Don't get me wrong. You need to be using this card in a lot of decks. But 40? Really? We come over to eBay and you'll continuously see listings like this pop up to try to quell the buyout and be like, well, if you want to buy mine, you're going to start buying overpriced ones compared to what you were getting before. $33, $36, and then $40. This is a brand new listing. Yes, I know the difference now between brand new and new listing. But it's seriously perplexing to me that a one-of can reach this height even as a secret rare. So it does make me wonder about things like our Skull Dread from Expo. Could it actually maintain its $40 price point? I don't know. I think it'll go down before it continues to go back up. But this is pretty insane to me. What do you guys think? Do you think this price is justified on a one-of secret rare? When's the last time we saw a one-of secret rare hit this height? Cyber Dragon Infinity? Maybe? I'm really not sure the last time we saw a one-of able to sustain so much of a price. Trickstar Reincarnation from the last time I showed it, where it had bumped back up from 32, has fallen back down to 32. Just a note, it'll probably continue to go back down because even though it might be the deck or the deck to beat, it's a very diverse format from what we're seeing so far, and people are quickly figuring that out. So it'll probably still retain a price higher than the $18 it was at before the ban list, but I could see this dripping to $25 despite being the deck to beat. I mean, heck, even before the ban list, we saw, just because we knew the spiral hits were coming, we saw Double Helix fall all the way to $3, and he's still playable right now. Like, where's our man's at? Like Spiral Double Helix. It's Spiral Double Helix. I just want to check in on how he's fallen or risen since. Yeah, still at $3. See, it's the same as it was before the ban list, just because everybody knew it was coming, but it's still actually just playable. Dante, the Traveler of the Burning Abyss, is one of my 2 suggestions for this market watch. His price has been slowly dripping back down as the hype of his Link not being a for sure thing has gone down. Dante Torrential's pretty darn good, especially when you get like a Fiendish Rhino Warrior, Graph, or Seer behind him. And I get the whole mentality of Light Stage is very good against Torrential, but if you're able to set up multiple back rows, this is one of the best decks to abuse back row in. And I think we will see some level of Stun Rise, and then we will see a level of counter to that in side decks such as Denko Sekka and Hey Trunades. But I think the meta will have to push it first before people are overly cautious about it. And this is one of the decks that I think could potentially abuse the back row very well. Also, the Invoked do it very well because once you're using Alistair, it's basically a 1-card setup into a fusion monster and setting and on back rows. And it's definitely one of the better decks I've seen and felt like could do an amazing, huge surprise win at OICS. But maybe I'm dreaming too big. Maybe just maybe I'm dreaming too big. But the price of Invocation has steadily stayed the same for the regulars, and the ultimates are actually dropping down too. What do you guys think is going to be the surprise deck of the format? DZeef with his FAs. We got Farfa just exclaiming that Zephyrs might be that good. I really am looking at this meta, and I'm not sure as we head towards Atlanta. So tell me in the comment section down below what you think's going to take Atlanta and how the top cut's going to look. Will Dinosaurs, with their new support, be able to do it? What am I missing in this super diverse meta that could just slam it really hard? Again, thanks for watching, everybody. It's been really fun doing kind of different takes on Market Watch where I'm able to slam this a little bit. Some of y'all need to chill down in my DMs, but I do find it funny to be able to look at stuff like this or be able to talk about my friends and stuff on Cock-a-Doodle-Doo. It's fun for me, and I kind of enjoy that aspect of Market Watch rather than like looking for obscure ultimate rares all the time or only talking about meta prices. So thanks for putting up with me too, guys. I do appreciate it.